How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Some politicians are begging Jerome Powell for a cut tomorrow. We also have Bitcoin falling from last night till today. And in my mind, it has a lot to do with the rate cuts or possible rate cuts. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this as soon as I make them. There's also going to be a link underneath the video to Margex, where you can trade cryptocurrency using leverage, and you can get started with no KYC, so you don't have to put in your personal information. And they're also doing a big airdrop here, up to $5,000 in meme tokens that you can get just from trading, just from doing the normal stuff that you do on the platform. You don't have to go follow a list of things. No, it's just based on your volume, and you'll be able to claim this. There's about 1 week left. There's also a link to CoinW as well. In case you want to trade over there, you can trade spot or you can trade futures. I have a video coming out in a few hours with one of their pro traders looking at this market setup and where we go next. Okay, this just came out. U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren asked Fed Jerome Powell to cut rates. It says, "Dear Chair Powell, we write today to urge the Federal Reserve to cut the federal funds rate from its current 2-decade high of 5.5%. The sustained period of high interest rates is already slowing down the economy and is failing to address the remaining key drivers of inflation. Furthermore, the ECB, which, like the Fed, has a mandate to steer inflation towards a target of 2%, cut rates for the first time in 5 years. It's time to do the same at the Fed. We also know Canada has done this too." So, interesting. Now, Senator Warren may just be pandering, trying to get people on her side. Who knows? But I think a lot of people are starting to feel the pressure from these rates. I mean, whether it's commercial real estate, whether you're just a normal business looking to expand, whether you're a citizen, and right now you have high inflation and you have higher rates. It's impossible to buy houses for a lot of people right now. It's impossible to get new cars. It's difficult. It's a difficult environment, a lot of variable interest rate debt, which, maybe you don't really see where that's being used. But I know a lot of people that have interest that is variable on their college loans, or people that have credit cards, that kind of stuff. It is affecting a lot of people. And at the same time, we have numbers that come out like the non-farm payrolls that came out last week that were stronger than normal, and that caused the market to fall down. Like, we show a lot of jobs, but it's not really good representation of the economy in my mind, because they do mess with those numbers so that it's not super applicable to what's actually happening in the economy, or isn't really representative. So Bitcoin fell down to about 67,000 from about 72,000 less than a week ago. Now people are starting to get bearish, but we have CPI tomorrow. We have the FOMC meeting as well. When you zoom out on Bitcoin, let's just zoom out here for 1 second. It does not look bearish. Not at all. You can see a massive move up, consolidation, move up, consolidation, move up, consolidation. Here's another good view on it. 500 days, 500 days, 500 days, 500 days, 500 days, 500 days. This looks like the next big move up. Like, this is right after the halving. You can see we typically see a big move up, big move up. This is the expectation right here, the expectation. On this chart is 300,000. Maybe we see a little bit less than that. Maybe we see 150,000. Either way, I think a lot of us would be happy with that. But keep in mind, when that happens, most likely we'll see people that come into the market for the first time, and they're annoyed because we were at 150, now we're at 125. Just like we've seen here where people come into the market, they're annoyed because they came in at 74, now we're at 69. Or a couple weeks ago, we were at 65. So there will always be people that are annoyed at a bit of consolidation. But overall, when you zoom out, the market has been bullish. The world's largest bank, ICBC, says Bitcoin solves gold's problem of divisibility and inconvenience to carry. Okay, here's a little bit more. They say Bitcoin is greater than gold, which is greater than USD. They have written 3 notes to investors about Bitcoin in 3 months. Some highlights. Bitcoin has unique cross-border transfer and payment functions. Bitcoin may benefit from the end of the US dollar rate cycle. and the debt crisis in marginal countries. Bitcoin retains a scarcity similar to gold through mathematical consensus while solving its problem of being difficult to divide, difficult to identify authenticity, and inconvenience to carry. Okay, so a World Bank, a very large bank over in China, is talking bullishly about Bitcoin. Who knows if they got the approval to say this kind of thing? Who knows? China has been notoriously anti-crypto, but my guess is if they were able to say all this about Bitcoin, they probably have the stamp of approval from the government, which means the government's probably buying, probably accumulating. Maybe they're Mr. 100, I don't know. But yeah, I don't think they allow this kind of talking unless they have some kind of hedge or position in the currency. Now, moving away from Bitcoin just for a second, we do have a big token listing tomorrow, Aether Cloud, which is a huge cryptocurrency that is in AI and gaming and RWA. They're listing at 10 a.m. UTC tomorrow. Now, they're listing on a lot of exchanges. Let's just go over some of them. Swissborg, Gate.io, Bitrue, BingX, Mexi, BitGet. Okay, there are a lot of exchanges listing this tomorrow. I'd be paying attention to it. I think this will be one of the bigger listings. Part of that is because after buying the tokens, you can actually stake the tokens to earn additional rewards, including airdrop tokens in ATH, which is the Aether Cloud token, as well as other tokens. So really interesting token here. Of course, a lot of the time when these list, the price spikes up and then it falls down because a lot of people buy in right away and then some people take profit. So be careful, be ready for that. Never giving financial advice to go buy a certain crypto or buy a certain asset in general. Just do your research. Now, DeFi Technologies came out yesterday and said that they were going to a Bitcoin standard. It's up 60% over the last 5 days. It's actually still up 2% here today. It was up more. It's come down about 5.5% from the peak earlier. I talked about this on Sunday when it was around $1. This thing has been going nuts recently. They've been making big announcement after big announcement, from stock buybacks to putting a good part of their treasury in Bitcoin to now DeFi Technologies launching a core validator node and staking 1,500 BTC. So this is interesting. This is actually a project that I've talked about before, Core. They say Core is a cutting-edge Bitcoin-powered EVM-compatible blockchain that integrates Bitcoin miners and BTC stakers into the security in exchange for rewards. I've actually covered this in a previous video back here. Let me just play this a little bit for you. The next one on this list is CoreDAO. Now, they just introduced a non-custodial Bitcoin staking platform. I realize some people don't like to hear about yield bearing after the last bull market. I totally get it. But here, your Bitcoin doesn't have to leave your wallet address. You basically lock it up and you get paid in CoreDAO rewards. It's really interesting. I'll play the... Okay, so that's a little explanation on it. If you want to buy the token, there is a token, but I'm just bringing this to your attention because we have been talking about DeFi tech a lot, and this is another announcement that they're making that has been pushing up the stock. FJB, this is the meme coin that we talked about last week, made a massive run after we talked about it, going up, from bottom to peak here, almost 6x. Now it's consolidating a little bit. Makes sense with a pullback in Bitcoin, but kind of surprised it hasn't come down more, with it being about a $3.8 million market cap. It was around a $5.5 million at the top, but it is right around the previous support we saw, and that previous support is right around the previous resistance. So altogether, I don't think it's looking too bad. Of course, there could be more downside. Let's say Bitcoin tanks tomorrow after a CPI or FOMC, could be more downside, but if Bitcoin moves up a little bit, if Jerome Powell is a little bit less hawkish than people expect, ooh, I've been talking too much. If Jerome Powell is a little bit less hawkish, I would not be surprised to see us bounce right off this prior support and the prior resistance and then make another move up to the upside. Let me know your thoughts though. They are doing a massive amount of giveaways and memes and all kinds of stuff for FJB. Again, I don't like to get political on the channel, but most people can agree they don't like Joe Biden, even if they like Trump or dislike Trump. Not too many people like Joe Biden either way. So there is a token, FJB, that can kind of fit 95% of voters, just everyone that doesn't like Joe Biden, which is interesting. Instead of like being pro Joe Biden or pro Trump, it's just F Joe Biden. Either way, most people dislike him. So it's an interesting meme coin for sure. Now, let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Do you think we continue moving down? Do you even care? Because yeah, we are still like right on the bottom of this trend line. We have a lot of big things happening tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. Of course, if you do want to short the market, if you think the market's going to continue down, you can check out Margex or CoinW underneath the video. And you can risk your own dollars shorting. But right now, I'm just ready for this next move. I'm curious to see what happens tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me know if there are any altcoins you're buying too. I see some altcoins coming down pretty significantly. I mean, Solana right now, $152. I don't know, looking pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will see you in the next one.